Hello, welcome to my tutorial about the Combine Cashbook program. This tutorial gives more detailed explanation about what the Combine Cashbook program is, and how the program itself works. This program helps you with your monthly return budget analysis, records of your daily receipts and expenses, display of the cash balance and bank balance after every transaction made, and entering the records with fast and automatic calculations. Let us begin with what we have on a setup page. In this setup page, you will notice that some cells are gray, and others are not shaded with blue lines. Those gray cells are locked and you cannot even click on them. The cells that requires you to enter information into, are those unshaded ones. First of all, we have the space provided for entering the school name, or the name of your health center or any organization that you would like to make its budget using this program. The school name or name of the health center is also the password to activate this program, which means, unless you activate the program by entering the correct organization name, you cannot enter data into other cells in this program. Secondly, we have the table for the annual budget for revenue. In this table, there are 5 open spaces provided for your revenue budget items. Into each or these 5 spaces provided, you can also enter more than one revenue budget item. For example, what I did here, I entered school fee and project fee together in the same row. Your annual budget estimates can still be worked out correctly. Thirdly, we have the table of quarterly estimate, and the amount of your quarterly estimates of the annual estimated by budget will be displayed here. Next, we have the budget items for expenditure. In this section, we provide spaces for 6 categories. Under each category, there are 5 focus areas. These focus areas are the common areas where your organization do expenses. For example, new infrastructure is the first focus area in this tutorial, that comes under a category of infrastructure development. Next on the setup page, we have the display of the monthly extracts. Receipts or payments, you do whether with cash or with bank transactions, is displayed here, along in the same row with the specific month in which that particular transaction occurred. And finally, on the setup page, we have the expected annual revenue, which is the estimated amount of the annual budget. The current year's actual income, which is the actual income plus the balance brought forward from the previous year. Total actual revenue, which is the total of receipts happened in cash and in bank. Total actual expense, which is the total of payments done with cash and with bank transactions. The current actual balance, which is the sum of the cash balance and the bank balance at this time. And the outstanding revenue, which is the difference of the expected annual revenue and the total actual revenue. I hope you understand this. Next thing, we have the data entry page. Let's also have some explanation of what we have in the data entry page. First of all, data entry page is divided into cash journal, cash transaction, and bank transaction. On the far left, we have the columns for selecting the months and the dates. By entering each month in this column, you are directing the receipt or payment done in that month, to be printed on this month's return budget analysis form. Next we have the details and the reference number. You type your details and the reference numbers like invoice or receipt numbers. Again we have the column of the focus areas. All the focus areas as you have entered under budget items of revenue and expenditure, at the first place in the setup page, is shown here in the drop-down list. By selecting a focus area here, you are directing this particular receipt or payment to be printed under this focus area on the monthly returns. In the following columns, we have the receipts, payments, and cash on hand balance, under cash transaction. And the receipts, payments, and bank balance, under bank transaction. Into each of these receipts columns, you enter the income, like school fee or patient's fee. And into each of these payments columns, you enter the expenses, like purchasing the resource books or purchasing the medicines. Each time you record either receipts or payments, you will notice that the balance is automatically being calculated and displayed. On the first unshaded cells, at the top of these 2 balance columns, under cash transaction and bank transaction, is where you enter the balance brought forward from the previous year. In this tutorial, I've entered 2,400 kina as the balance brought forward from the previous year in cash, and 4,200 kina as the balance brought forward from the previous year in bank. Now let's talk about the monthly returns. On the setup page, we have the links to each monthly financial return analysis form, from January to December. To view the monthly returns, you click on any of these links. And to go back to the setup from the monthly return forms, you click on the national emblem. This national emblem can be changed by a letterhead or a logo of a school, a health center or an organization upon the customer's request. We did not include any link button here, because this is the printout page. In the monthly returns, we have two tables. One of the tables is for revenue. In the revenue table, you will notice that, under budget item column, you have the same budget items as you have entered in the setup page. They are also found in the drop-down list in the focus area column, in the data entry page, as I have shown you earlier on. The second table is for the expenditure. Again, in the expenditure table, you will notice that, under budget item column, you have the same budget items as you have entered in the setup page. These also found in the drop-down list in the focus area column, in the data entry page, as I have shown you earlier on. We also have the progressive column in the two tables. Progressive column displays the sum of the progressive receipts and payments of the previous months. For example, the progressive of the month of June displays the receipts and payments of the month of January to May. In the this month column are the receipts and payments done on this month. The total receipts and the total expenses are the sum of progressive and this month's receipts and payments. Annual budget displays the allocations of amounts into each budget item, from the estimated annual budget, by the percentages as you have set in the setup page. The total receipts and total spent of each budget item are shown in percentage, which compares the progressive receipts and expenses with the estimated annual budget. This is the page you print at the end of each month. Everything on this page are automatically calculated and entered. The cells on this page are locked to protect the preset formulas on this page. To print the page, you go to File, click on Print, and you print out your monthly financial return page. Finally, in the setup page, there is a notes which states, "Please enter donations and grants, including any income that is not included in the annual budget estimate, as donations and grants, in the focus area column, on data entry page." This is because, any amount entered as donations and grants, is added to the annual budget and distributed into each focus area's budget, depending on the percentages that you enter while setting up the setup page. I hope, now you have the clear understanding of our product after watching this. Thank you for watching, and remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel, or follow us on Facebook.